Hello guys, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my 422 custom tactics that I use to secure rank 3 in FUT Champs and that I've also used quite a bit in Division Rivals, and I managed to secure my weekly wins quite comfortably. I know that the 422 right now is becoming an increasingly popular formation. I saw a lot of tactics on Twitter, on YouTube, but I do promise you that this is a slightly different variation from the ones that I have been seeing, and this is the team that I'm using it with. It is a pretty nice team, to be honest. The attack is top tier, the cams are top tier, maybe the midfielders could use an upgrade, but overall it's a pretty solid team. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys have better teams than that, but enough waffling. Let's get into the actual tactics, and I'm going to be taking a little bit more time in this video just to explain my personal choice behind each tactic, and let's just dive right into it. So starting off with the build-up style, I have chosen short passing just because, I mean, you're gonna see a little bit later, this formation actually attacks in a narrow variant, and having this short passing tactic here enables you to have passing options everywhere, and I do feel like that this is crucial when playing against a 2 CDM formation that a lot of people are using. I know I'm personally using a 2 CDM formation as well, but that essentially means that most of the time you're going to be playing against 6 people in defense, and having the passing options and having the time actually to tiki-taka the ball around the box, and your opponent is eventually going to make a mistake. So that's why I personally have chosen this tactic. Of course, with any tactics here, anything that you see, feel free to try it out and adjust it to your liking, because my playstyle might not be the same as yours. In terms of the defensive approach here, I have chosen high instead of the usual aggressive. I have tried aggressive with this formation, to be honest, but I do feel like that it's way too aggressive for my liking, and a lot of players do come out of position, and just because everybody's running like a counter-attack tactic with aggressive as well on them, I do feel like it's like a lot of my games end 7-6, 8-8, 7-7, like the ridiculous score lines, and with this high tactic, at least when I'm playing against aggressive, I can actually build up more. I can actually like manually control most of my players rather than just ping pong football. So moving over to the player roles, I think here is the most interesting part. I do have my forwards on advanced. Ronaldo is on advanced forward attack. Suarez is on poacher support. Here I chose poacher support just to have a little bit of a variant, not the same tactic. If you do prefer advanced forward, you can choose it. I have tried out the target forward on balance as well. It was good, but I do feel like the poacher support was the best one in terms of the player making runs and also having a different kind of tactic in attack. But let me actually quickly switch it to the width ball view so you can see what I actually mean by the team attacking in a narrow variant. So just because one of the cams, Cruyff, is on the playmaker build-up, he actually drops as like a right CM, similar to the 4-3-2-1 tactic from last year, where you have the right center mid pushing up. So you can think of it as something similar. Cruyff is in that variant. So if I have to recommend a player here, it's definitely going to be an attacker that doesn't necessarily need to have some defensive capabilities. Moving over to the other cam, I do have him on Shadow Striker. This is Evo Leao. I would recommend, if it's possible, to have the ++ rows as well, but even if you don't, it's not the end of the world. I would recommend here a player that essentially is fast, has some skills. Leao has Trickster as well. He has the Quick Step and Rapid Plus, so it's a good combination between him and the 2 strikers. Moving over to the rest of the midfielders, here I believe one of the most crucial midfielders is this one, the one that's on deep lying playmaker build-up. Here I would recommend somebody that is essentially a box-to-box midfielder but can play CDM as well. I know that personally limits your options, but I do think Lampard does the job here. I used to play Philip Billing as well, and when I complete Yaya Toure, he's definitely going to fit that role. Just because I am on high depth as well, this player isn't that further back in defense. He's more like on the level of Cruyff, which does enable you when you're playing against these low block formations, or when you're playing against these 6-packs, to have the passing options, the triangles here between Lampard, Ronaldo, Leao, also Suarez, Leao, Cruyff, or even Trent, Leao, Cruyff, and the other way around. Just because Trent is on deep playing playmaker defend doesn't mean that he's not like valuable in attack. He just sits back around the middle of the pitch when you're attacking, so he does provide that passing option, and I think that's crucial when just passing it around the box, waiting for your opponent to make a mistake, and if they are pressing, which most of the players are actually pushing players out of position, this could provide you with the opening that you need. Here, I would personally recommend a player that can defend and can pass. You don't necessarily need to look for somebody that can shoot as well, since rarely does Trent score goals there. Somebody like Kante, like Matuidi, like a standard CDM, but that can also pass as well. Regarding the defense, it's pretty standard. I have everybody on defend, center backs defender plus defend, fullbacks on fullback defend. I do personally like to manually trigger my fullbacks as well. So if you're running this tactic and you still feel like you don't have enough options, you could always manually trigger Theo Hernandez or Pavard with L1 or whatever fullbacks you have, and in that way you would also have width in attack apart from passing options. So this is all for today's video. If you are going to try out these tactics, please leave in the comments below afterwards how they felt, what you have changed, and what you managed to achieve with them, since this is really good feedback for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.